Hello, dear friend, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the very last week of February. Believe it or not, we are really at the end of the second month this year. And we are also right after the Mercury retrograde phase has ended. So hopefully things are already moving forward for you. This week we have a couple of interesting events. We have a very powerful trine between Mars and Pluto, which can really help you to get extra motivated and concentrated and empowered and dedicated and to really put your effort and actions in a very important direction for you. The other interesting change is the ingression of Venus, which is moving to Pisces, which is an exalted, or in other words, really strong position for Venus. This can really help with creativity, with sensitivity, being more compassionate, improving emotional connection with the people you love, and overall feeling more connected with the divine energy, especially on an emotional level. And the other important event is the full moon, which, if I'm not wrong, takes place on Saturday. We're going to check that in a moment. And this full moon, of course, is great for releasing old stuff from your life, opening the space for something new to come, having some important realizations about yourself, about your life. And before we get started with our presentation, I would like to invite you to set an intention for this week for yourself. You might want to do this now, or you may listen to the whole horoscope, and then after you have the sense of the week, you may decide which would be the main focus for you. But set one intention. This may sound like I will be really focused on this project, or I want to take better care of myself, or I want to exercise 2 times this week, or meditate 1 time, whatever you decide. But try to set one intention which will be the most important specifically for you during the upcoming week. Okay, let's get started with Monday, with the positive aspect between Venus and Pluto. Great aspect which can bring some emotional charge no matter what you are going to do. It could be in your business, it could be in your relationship, it could be in terms of some kind of community goal which you may focus on. But this is a very emotionally powerful combination. So my advice, use your emotions as a fuel to motivate yourself to do the really important stuff. And the aspect is really great for business, for financial projects, for relationships and negotiations. So overall, for many, many things. On the other side, the moon is in Cancer, which can make you really sensitive and compassionate. And it also emphasizes the importance of our emotional state and our mood. So take good care of yourself. Make sure to do something that will make you feel nice and, like you're taking care of yourself. And then use this to motivate yourself to do something meaningful. On Tuesday, the moon is still in Cancer, but has a couple of aspects with the other planets. So the major focus is, again, your emotional state that will be really defining. You may notice that you are not so competitive, for example, or you don't want to be in the role of the warrior. Instead, it's more about attracting the things that you want. It's more about finding inner peace and inner relaxation. And through that, you can achieve your goals and your desires. There is a wonderful aspect between the moon and Neptune, which can really help with creativity, with more inspiration, with more intuition, with helping other people that you love, or just finding some time to relax and take good care of yourself. There is another positive aspect between the moon and Mars, which can give you a little bit more drive to do something, to take some actions, to maybe start something, or maybe do a little bit of a physical workout or activity. And this aspect can also help in some kind of business activities. The last aspect of the moon is a challenging one with Pluto. This one usually increases the emotional intensity, can make you over concentrated or over focused on something, which may work positively or negatively, depending on how we use that. Be aware of some possible confrontations, maybe power struggles, maybe something that's kind of like pushing your buttons. But the most important is to keep your own emotional well-being, to take good care of your emotional well-being. On Wednesday, we have this powerful aspect that we talked about in the beginning, the trine between Mars and Pluto. Mars and Pluto are two planets which have a lot in common. They are also quite different, but they share something, and that's about our willpower. From a different perspective, through different ways, but both of the planets are triggering this theme. So that's why I think it would be great if you focus on areas where you want to be more empowered, you want to achieve something, you want a significant change or significant, remarkable results, especially if that's related to business or financial projects. This aspect can give you the strength and the structure and can allow you to take some action and overall can be quite productive. The moon is in Leo, which also changes the atmosphere significantly. It's about being courageous, being brave, being excited about the things that you will focus on, to do them in your own unique, creative way, but also to think about your own desires. And I like to use this term. There is a level of healthy selfishness. And I think that this position can really remind us of that. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. You are putting yourself first. You are putting your own desires first. So feel empowered, take action, be creative and spontaneous, and also allow yourself to use sources of energy which are kind of like beyond yourself. And I know for some people this may sound really vague, or okay, what's that supposed to mean? And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. But you know that everything around us is energy. And if you allow yourself to be the channel of this energy, you may gain access to much greater resources. This aspect is kind of an invitation to do exactly that. On Thursday, Venus moves to Pisces. As we said, this is a very comfortable, very nice position for Venus, which can improve relationships and can help us to be more open, more compassionate, more sensitive, more romantic for sure, and to appreciate art or beauty or a nice spiritual practice that will help you to feel better emotionally, to share your feelings openly with your partner or with other people, and of course also to be creative. There is another wonderful aspect again on Thursday, which kind of brings the same theme because it's between the Sun in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus. This is also a very inspiring, very exciting combination, which can help you also to be really creative, to do something for the first time, or to do it your own way, maybe to experiment, to feel like you are recharged with energy, you have drive, you have inspiration. So a really amazing combination for something creative which you want to focus on, or area where you need some inspiration, or you need to look at things from a different angle. A great aspect. On top of that, with all of that, we have the moon in Leo, which is great for creative projects, for self-expression, for being more spontaneous, for attracting more the attention and the appreciation that you truly deserve. So a really amazing day. Friday is also pretty positive, but the energy is a little different. This one is more structured, more organized, more grounded, more practical in a way, because the sun has a semi-sextile with Saturn, and it can really help if you want to organize your work or you want to dedicate your full attention to one thing and also complete it. That's one of the beauties of Saturn. It can really help with consistency and focus. So for business, this aspect is especially positive. And for organizing things, for planning, also very nice combination. The moon is in Leo during the morning, which is more about excitement and doing the things that you love and being creative and spontaneous. But after 12 p.m., the moon is shifting to Virgo, which brings also more grounded, more stable and practical energy. You may focus on some details or do some work that may not be so exciting, but you know it's a must, you know it's important. And the truth is we have some of those tasks quite often. Some of them are really exciting and we are, all over the place with happiness, but sometimes you know that something will really move the needle for you, but it's not that exciting, and yeah, it can be kind of an internal struggle. Well, this particular day is very good to focus on exactly those things that are important, that may require some patience and consistency, even though they may not be the most fun. On Saturday, we have the full moon, which is the culmination of this lunar cycle. And this is a great time to release the things that you don't need anymore in your life, to open the space for new, fresh energy to come around you in your life, in your mind, in your heart, wherever you may need it. And to really focus on topics like your health, your physical and emotional and psychological well-being, and to find the sweet spot when you are equally paying attention to the two worlds that we are living in. The physical material world that's represented by Virgo, and on the other side, of course, the spiritual, invisible, intuitive and emotional world. You need to find the balance between those, maybe shift something if that's needed. And of course, work on your personal balance. And finally, on Sunday, the moon has some really positive aspects with Mars and Pluto. And actually together, the three planets are forming a very nice configuration, which we call a grand trine. a grand trine which triggers the earth signs, which means that the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo can benefit a lot. And all the other signs as well, especially when it comes to practical things, work projects, planning, being more grounded, being more concentrated on something concrete and measurable. The aspect between the moon and Mars can bring you this drive, this desire to take some action, this energy, if you will. And Pluto also charges you with passion, with concentration, with inner confidence. And Pluto may also bring this type of different energy, the energy that you can only welcome in your life, that you can channel. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't belong to you, but it requires for you to be open so that you can really process that. And this might be applied in a very practical way, in something really concrete, in certain business planning. You may plan your next week, you may plan your day. You can decide which are the things that you need to organize better. Maybe pay attention to your health as well. That's something very important for Virgo. And overall, plan your actions. That's very important and very helpful actually when we have so much earth energy. And with that, my friends, we actually covered the horoscope for the last week of February. I want to invite you to sign up for our weekly personal notes or the emails which I'm sending. Check the link below. We have a free training on how to create a psychological profile with astrology and tons of other free tutorials, information, inspiration, you name it. Check the podcast, check the other videos. If you have any questions, I would love to explore them with you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget about your intention, and I will see you next week.